You are watching Cable 10, Aurora, Illinois Community Access Channel.
We are at war with Russia. Or perhaps more correctly, we have lost a war with Russia without a battle. We are no longer a sovereign nation. We are no longer a democracy. We are no longer a free people. We are the victims of a bloodless coup. So far, a bloodless coup engineered by Russia with, at best, the traitorous indifference of the Republican Party and Donald John Trump.
And Patty noted, no matter where they go or what they do, they always try to remember what to do if the atom bomb explodes right then. It's a bomb. Duck and cover. Sundays, holidays, vacation time, we must be ready every day, all the time, to do the right thing if the atomic bomb explodes. Duck and cover. That's the first thing to do. Duck and cover. First, you duck. Then, you cover.
There is no time for a full review or a measured analysis or recommendations to prevent interference in our future elections, because permitting Donald Trump to assume the office of president reduces the chance that we will have any future elections.
Together, Keith Olbermann, once an MSNBC news anchor, then relegated to another guy on Twitter, is back on YouTube, recording in his mother's basement on what sounds to be an iPhone or maybe even a VHS camcorder from the 1990s.
Trump has to be effing crazy. There are no arguments of security or face-saving or intelligence secrecy or national interest that carry any weight now. How much worse can it get by telling America the unvarnished, unprocessed, unredacted truth about this coup? We are already on the precipice of losing the freedom and independence of the nation.
Is this your place? No, I live with my ma. Oh. Yeah. You hungry? Hey, Ma! Can we get some meatloaf?
I'm Keith Olbermann, and this is The Resistance. Yesterday, we received a magnificent present, a present so large, so impressive, so monumental, as to boggle the mind and set the heart aflutter. Yes, my friends, we are well on our way to seeing the usurper Trump brought low, to seeing the restoration of this republic, to seeing, I think, the greatest collapse of our lifetime. Because, you see, Special Counsel Robert Mueller has uncovered a scandal, the likes of which make Watergate seem like child's play. This evidence shows that Donald J. Trump is more dangerous than Hitler, more dangerous than Stalin, more dangerous than that mobile pet spa that somehow used the wrong shampoo on my cat Fluffy, leaving her less cuddly than usual and reducing me to a quivering ball of humanity lying prone in my own tears and urine.
So this is just some completely... how do you even describe this shit? Just Keith Olbermann, again, I thought he was okay with the removal of his lipstick before he did his videos, but apparently that's back. I don't know. I just think he should just stop doing that. At least don't do it before you record a video in your mom's basement.
Now, you may say that Mueller's indictment of Paul Manafort, Trump's former campaign manager, says nothing about Trump or his campaign, but you do not have the depth of intellect that earned me entrance to the prestigious Cornell College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. You do not have the nuance to understand that Mueller just put the final nail into Trump's political grave. No one does. No one did at ESPN. No one did at MSNBC. No one did at Fox Sports Net. No one did at ESPN2. No one did at Current TV. It took me a lifetime to find the political geniuses at GQ, but they understand me and love me as I deserve to be loved.
But this man is not of sound mind.
So here we go with this argument that you're seeing from people. Donald Trump is mentally ill. Remember the other day I made a video and I was like, what are they going to do next? I think they were making the Hitler argument. And I was saying, well, they're probably going to go to child molestation. Apparently, Crazy Keith, ironically as fuck, is going to go the Donald Trump is mentally ill route. So a crazy-ass tinfoil... This is like Alex Jones calling somebody a conspiracy theorist. This would be like Alex Jones calling out David Icke and being like, David, you're crazy. You believe in lizard people.
And then the radio conspiracy peddler, Alex Jones, announces Trump has phoned to thank him and to promise to be on his show soon. And now we have to pretend Alex Jones hasn't claimed that the massacre at Sandy Hook was staged. And we have to pretend that he isn't crazy. And we have to pretend that it's not abnormal for a man elected president of the United States to even acknowledge that an Alex Jones exists.
Also, what happens when you listen to the radio host, Alex Jones?
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where to begin. Remember a few months ago when Olbermann said that our country has been taken over by the Russians? Remember, he said that this is Russian scum. He is a Russian agent. We are now at war with Russia. Russia scum!
The nation and all of our freedoms hang by a thread, and the military apparatus of this country is about to be handed over to scum, who are beholden to scum, Russian scum. As things are today, January 20th will not be an inauguration, but rather the end of the United States as an independent country. It will not be a peaceful change of power. It will be a usurpation, and the usurper has no validity, no credibility, and no authority under the Constitution. This is a reality that will become the only reality until this country rids itself of Donald John Trump.
And then he comes out in a video last night for GQ, and you look at his eyes. If you're a radio listener, go to Infowars.com. We have the video posted. He looks like he's completely mentally ill and like he's completely scared and like he's this 5-year-old young boy who's afraid that Krusty the Clown's coming to kill him.
It is a short leap from that conclusion, and it is anything but a conspiracy theory to be wondering if the Russians hacked the RNC and have kept what they found there to make sure Trump and the Republicans obeyed. The President of the United States, who at this rate will be the last freely elected President of the United States, that the Russians, using computer hacking and perhaps other means, were not merely trying to discredit the election, but to achieve the specific outcome of electing their man Trump.
On February 14th, the New York Times published a story, the headline of which was, Trump campaign aides had repeated contacts with Russian intelligence. You were asked earlier if that was an inaccurate story, and you said, in the main, would it be fair to characterize that story as almost entirely wrong?
Yes.
What is your best read of that? Do you think it was intentional? Does it look like to you intentional collusion, or does it look like something more innocent?
I'm not prepared to say it was intentional collusion. I've not seen any evidence of that. People whose judgment I trust, Jim Clapper, John Brennan, although they've left government, said by the time they left, there was no evidence of collusion.
Have you seen any evidence that this dirt, these emails, were ever given to the Trump campaign?
Not so far.
Not so far. Have you seen any communications that suggested that the Trump campaign wanted them to release them through a different means? Because obviously they were ultimately released by WikiLeaks.
No, I have not.
But just to be clear, there has been no actual evidence yet.
No, it has not been.
Okay. I just want
No,
to
it has not.
Or later, and his policies all hang together if you just keep asking yourself, what would have happened here in this country if the Germans had won World War II? Trump is indeed effing crazy.
The question,
so the question is, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
The question is that tomato across the hall from you a Nazi? Sorry, I'm sorry. I got too much into his mode. Sir, you do know that he calls tomatoes that he thinks are staring at him ominously Nazis.
ADD on the set.
Olbermann, you know he does that.
No.
He looks at a tomato in his kitchen, he goes, he is staring at me ominously. He is a Nazi. All right. So anyway, Rex, back to you.
Olbermann?
No, it's Keith Olbermann. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
He thinks tomatoes around.
Well, I'm talking about Rex Tillerson.
Because they keep talking to him in German. The tomatoes in his kitchen. It really disturbs him.
A trust for the man who we have to pretend did not spend the campaign accusing his opponent of mishandling classified information.
From the group of 30,000 emails returned to the State Department in 2014, 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined by the owning agency to contain classified information at the time they were sent or received.
He came, he screamed, he soiled his diapers, then he left. It's a sad day for America. Keith Olbermann says goodbye.
I am retiring from political commentary in all media venues. Thank you for all the kind words and all the support.
Now, I don't recall anyone giving kind words or support.
Right.
We just observed his tantrums, which embarrassed those who indulged him. No matter, he's broken. More roadkill from the Trump reign, But we must admit, all of these casualties, from Keith to Kathy Griffin to that Will and Grace has-been, what's-her-face? Anyway, they're all self-inflicted. Trump isn't breaking them, they're breaking themselves.
We don't want a maniac in our group, but there's no benefit to it.
There is a myriad of possible explanations, and we have hit them all here. Congenital disease, drug use, any of a dozen post-concussion traumas, Alzheimer's, senility, lack of common sense, lack of awareness of things in the world besides himself, and endless specific emotional or psychological or intellectual incapacities, or all of these things at the same time.
I feel like you just agreed with me, but you weren't listening to what I was saying.
It's as if he lives in a different dimension and only hears vague rumors about what life is like in this one, the one the rest of us live in. He's effing crazy.
You pointed at me like I said something, but I didn't.
How many levels of crazy were there in just that one sequence of events?
Listen to it. I can't tell. He's listening. He's not understanding.
Yeah, he doesn't even get us, man. We're talking about you.
Trump has to be effing crazy.
You know what? I will have some meatloaf. Let's have some meatloaf. You want some? I knew you'd go. Hey, Mom! The meatloaf! We want it now! The meatloaf! What is she doing? I never know what she's doing back there.